Welcome back to Radio Row, Sideline Sports. Joined by Kimberly Brown, Daughters of Legend is her brand. This woman does it all. She's an athlete, an actress, an entertainer. You don't get many of these here, where people do everything. So tell us, you play football.
Yes.
You know, your dad is a legend.
Yes, my dad is a legend. I play football.
You're an actress.
Yes.
And you were in a phenomenal movie about your dad.
Correct.
What do you enjoy more? Do you enjoy acting or playing football?
I like doing it all. I'm like
love
my
it.
dad.
That's a great answer.
My dad was not, he didn't just do one thing. He started with football and then he moved into acting. And of course, he's always been a social activist, which also is the Daughters of Legends brand. So yeah, I just follow in my father's footsteps. So he leads the way and I follow.
So when you were creating your brand, what was the inspiration to call it Daughters of Legend?
Well, it was my father, and I guess we haven't told the audience who that is. It is the legendary Jim Brown, Cleveland Browns' best running back of all time. It was my father. So back in 1967, my father called all the top black athletes to meet with him in Cleveland, Ohio, with Muhammad Ali, Bill Russell, rest in peace, who just passed. I just actually started watching his Netflix docuseries, and then also Kareem, and that was Muhammad Ali. They met because Muhammad Ali was refusing to be drafted into the Vietnam War due to his religion liberties, and so I followed in my dad's footsteps and saying, you know what, I'm going to call all the Daughters of Legends together, so we can be just like our fathers and do social activism. So my partner is Robin Charles. She's the daughter of Ray Charles. So that's who I work with and partner with. It's a television series that we're currently pitching in the reality genre. But yeah, that's what Daughters of Legends is.
That's an awesome story. I mean, first of all, your dad, obviously the number one running back in NFL history.
Yes.
I wish I would have gotten to see him play.
Like live? Yeah, I wasn't born yet.
I know. I mean, that would have been a treat. I got to see Barry, and Barry was phenomenal. But your dad, seeing the film,
He set the tone.
He was unbelievable.
Yeah.
But
I love him.
I didn't know that story about your dad. That was learning something.
Yeah,
new.
and that's why I'm wearing the shirt. So that is the iconic picture that they took in front of the press after they had a meeting and spoke. There's my dad, there's Ali, there's Bill Russell, and then there's Kareem right there.
That's very
and
cool.
It's in the Daughters of Legends.
Now, are you going to reach out to anybody else to bring them in, or is it just going to be the two of you?
So as we keep going and as the season continues, we'll also add other women that fit the brand and also fit the mindset of being legends and creating their own legacy. They have to fit the brand and what we're doing, and want to help people and give back. So that's what we're about. But I do have another group. It's called Daughters of Sports, and Daughters of Sports is sports related. So we're just doing sports related and they come from professional men athletes. So I have Tanisha Taylor. Her father is Lawrence Taylor. I have Brianna Jordan. Her father is Brian Jordan. I have Voz Davis, Anthony Davis from USC. So these women come from professional athletes, but they played sports themselves. So we're going to be setting up this year a national tour for young girls and young women to come out and train.
That's awesome.
Yes.
I love the fact that you want to give back.
Of course.
To me, I was talking about that earlier with Dave DeRoche, who's a former Seahawk. I think we're so fortunate to be here, and we're getting to be on Radio Row, enjoy the Super Bowl.
Yes.
But we have to give back, and because we're fortunate, we get all this, and we're okay. But giving back to those that are less fortunate is so important.
And that's what our fathers showed us. Like all of our fathers, especially at that level, they showed generosity. They always gave back, and my dad built a legacy. So that's exactly what I learned and what I saw when I grew up. So of course I want to follow my dad in the same way.
That's amazing. So now you acted in the movie about his life.
Yeah, it's called One Night in Miami. It was directed by Regina King. It's on Amazon Prime. And yeah, it was about Muhammad Ali, my father, Jim Brown, Malcolm X, and Sam Cooke.
Wow,
Yes.
those are some great figures to be playing in a movie.
Oh yeah, definitely. And it was already like legendary that I actually got to be in the movie and do a cameo about a movie about my father, which was phenomenal, phenomenal, out of this world. So
And then you also play sports, so you play football.
yeah, I play for the X League, formerly the Legends Football League. Yes, I currently play now for the Austin Sound. This past season, I was playing for the LA Temptations.
Okay.
Yep.
So now women's football, I've had the opportunity to interview many women football players, and I love the fact that women actually are playing football now.
Oh, yes.
Why can't you?
Oh yes, and the world's changing, and they're making flag football for women an official sport, which they did in Georgia. They're doing it in other states, but I'm more of an physical person, so I love tackle.
And what position do you play?
I was playing defensive end for the last 2 years. The next season, you'll see me as running back.
Are you excited to play the position your father basically
Can I
was-
curse on here?
Go ahead, go for it.
Fuck yeah!
That's awesome.
Of course
I
I
love
am. Of course I am. Yes, I would I want to be just like him. I know I have some big shoes to fill, but I'm gonna go out there and do my best. And in the off season, I've been working with my coach.
So what is the season for the X League?
They currently canceled this upcoming 2023 season. We're coming back in 2024, but normally we start working January. Official games start in about May. May to September is our season.
Okay. And how many games do you play this season?
Normally we play about 4 games, 2 away and 2 home.
Okay. And with the league, how many teams are there now?
There's 8.
Do they plan on expanding it, or?
I think that's why they're revamping it now. That's why they're taking off the year currently right now, so then they can see what is the most profitable markets out there. Because Austin, we have a great fan base. Like Austin, Texas, hands down, we have a great fan base. They're coming to support. But they've got to see the other markets that are profitable.
That's awesome. I would love to see that expand so that women have the opportunity, if they want to play.
Of course.
You guys can do anything that you want to do.
And that's why I created Daughters of Sport, so we can encourage, because our mission is to encourage young girls to keep playing.
Yeah.
We want them to have the mindset of an athlete.
That's one of the biggest problems, I think, is the inequality in sports
Yes.
for men and women. I mean, look at Brittany Griner's situation. It's a perfect example of, if there was more equality, she would have been paid well playing in the WNBA, and she wouldn't have had to go play in Russia.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, like I feel like the WNBA, the women definitely deserve the amount of money that most men are playing, but we're just not at that level. And I think that we need the support of the fans.
Oh, without a doubt, it's come a long way. I mean,
Yes.
our network, we have some of the best people that cover the WNBA. Eric Wilson, Megan Price, they love the league. I think it's fascinating and it's great to watch. But I'm not an expert like they are. They can tell you who's on what team, how good they are.
Oh yeah, I'm not an expert as well.
And it's great because I learned so much from them, and I've gotten to learn the WNBA. And I'd love to see more of an equal playing field for all women's sports.
Yeah. Well, I'm focused on football. We don't have they're getting paid, so I'm trying to expand the football part of it.
You just got to build it.
Yeah.
I mean,
And they will come.
somebody always was first to create. I mean, think about it nowadays, right? For what your dad did and what he got paid compared to, what Brandon Jacobs gets paid right now.
Oh, yeah.
If it wasn't for your dad's sacrifice,
These guys wouldn't be getting paid the way that they are. And yeah, that's crazy, because I think it was like last year or so, I read my dad's book, his first book, and I'm drawing a blank of the name of it. I think it's called something Cut. And he was saying how much he was getting paid, and he was saying how he had to negotiate and the type of tactics that he went to go speak with Paul Brown to negotiate his pay every year. So, yeah, I think he was getting like less than $20,000.
can you imagine what your dad would make per year right now if he was playing?
Oh my gosh, they would have to pay him $1 billion.
I mean, because there's nobody that can compare to him.
Exactly, so that's what I'm saying, minimum $1 billion.
But where can people find you and find out more about the Daughters of Legend and Daughter of Sport?
You can go to our website. It's daughtersoflegends.org. Once again, that's daughtersoflegends.org. And you can go to follow me on Instagram. That's where I am. And that's kimberly.b.brown. Kimberly.b.brown.
So you're watching Sideline Sports. This was Kimberly Brown, founder of Daughters of Legend and Daughter of Sports. We appreciate you taking the time. You're always welcome to come back on.
Great. Thank you so much for having me.